So previously we studied what is a data type. Now let's study about various data types in Golang. And in this section, we would be studying about numbers, string, and booleans. So we can split numbers in Go into two different kinds, integer and floating point numbers. So integers can be defined in Golang using many keywords, but the most used is simply int. So int over here refers to signed integers, which means negative and positive numbers both. So some examples could be minus 90, a million, 200, 453, and so on. So Golang gives us a lot of options to define integers based on the size of memory they will be allocated. So we have int 8, which will take up 8 bits or 1 byte of memory, while we have uint 16, which will take up 16 bits or 2 bytes of memory. Also to note here that uint means unsigned integer, which means they'll contain only positive numbers, including 0, while int means signed integer, so they'll contain both the negative as well as positive numbers. Next up, we have float. So float, or also known as floating point numbers, are the numbers that contain a decimal counterpart, and they are either of 32-bit or 64-bit in Golang. But for most modern CPUs, float 64 is recommended. So examples of floats are 80.09 or 0.775, 50.76, and so on. So Go has two floating point types, float 32 and float 64. They're also referred to as single precision and double precision respectively. Then comes up string. So string is any sequence of characters, and the characters can be numbers, letters, and symbols. They are defined in Golang using the keyword string, and the expression is always surrounded by quotes or inverted commas. These all are some valid examples of what a string can be. Also, a string occupies 16 bytes of memory in Golang. Next, we have booleans. So booleans are defined in Golang using the keyword bool, and they consist of just two values, true and false, both in small case letters. So in Golang, they should be just true and false and nothing else. Although some other languages permit the values such as 1 and 0 to represent true and false, but Go does not. Also, a boolean in Golang occupies 1 byte of memory. We also have arrays, slices, and maps, but more on these later on. Well, that's all for now. Let's get some hands-on practice.